Obviously, this is slightly different from my usual setup as I'm currently in Japan for the Japan Open, but it's not going to stop me from bringing you my review of this second generation Yonex Nanoflare 700, the Nanoflare 700 Pro. And spoiler alert, I liked it so much that I've decided to swap my day-to-day rackets from the second generation Astrox 88D Pro to these Nanoflare 700 Pros. Yonex also launched a full series of the Nanoflare 700 series rackets with their Tour, Game and Play rackets, and my in-depth video about the 700 Tour Game Play will be published separately, so go check it out. So the Yonex Nanoflare 700 Pro, what do you think about the looks? The midnight purple matte paint coupled with the sunset decals really gives me quite a chill and easygoing vibes. I like it a lot. The other colorway in silver and sunrise is only available for the Tour, Game and Play rackets, so the Pro here is only available in the purple sunset combo. However, there's one thing that I noticed with the sunset or sunrise decals on the rackets. I think Yonex tried to get the decals on their higher end models to show depth and shadows, but it felt quite pixelated when compared to the Play models, which is the most affordable model of all. The Play's sunrise or sunset decals were super smooth and I think it looked nicer at first glance compared to the others. What do you think? Let me know down in the comment sections below. Also, it would have been amazing if the decals were able to wrap all the way around the shaft, but knowing how decals are put on, it's probably more of an operational challenge to get it perfectly round the shaft with no gaps or overlaps. In terms of racket frame and shape, this new Nanoflare 700 Pro retained a similar shape compared to its previous generation model, but does have something new embedded in its frame to help with how the racket feels. Servo filter is now added to the racket, which is a vibration dampening film that's baked into the racket to provide a softer feel. I really like how the Astrox Next Age felt previously with the VDM vibration dampening mesh, so I think servo filter is another step up from that tech. Another thing that I really like was the grommets around the T-joint. Those U-shaped grommets are now semi-transparent and has a better shape, which looks nicer. I don't think they'll impact performance much, but no harm having nicer, cleaner looking grommets. In terms of specs, the Nanoflare 700 Pro has a shaft length of 21 centimeters with a diameter of 6.9 millimeters, pretty standard nowadays in terms of modern rackets. The shaft is connected to a racket handle that is 17 centimeters in length, and for its frame, it's common for Yonex Nanoflares to have a wider, thicker frame on the outside, and this is part of Yonex's Sonic Flare racket frame technology. The Sonic Flare racket frame also has a sharper leading edge if you're looking from the front or the back of the racket. This design looks to promote faster swing speeds by having a smaller surface area on the frame through the air. It will feel slightly draggier if compared to a super thin round edge frame, but if you're not super sensitive, it's perfectly fine. The frame thickness is around 12.6 millimeters around the 3 and 9 o'clock areas and tapers down to slightly around 12.2 millimeters around the 10 and 2 o'clock regions. For dimensions, the 700 Pro had a frame height of 23.8 centimeters and 18.5 centimeters width, just a touch slimmer than other usual top-end rackets, but full height of course. Obviously, as a speed-based racket, the Nanoflare 700 Pro has a fully recessed frame profile all the way around the whole racket frame. And speaking about racket frames, remember to protect your precious badminton rackets from chips and scratches with the premium racket protection tape from ckydw.com/shop. They're certainly worth it, and we also have some limited edition player signed prints too. In terms of strings, Yonex recommends their Export series strings for this racket, but for testing consistency, I went with my usual setup of Aerobite at 27 by 29 pounds of tension. The Nanoflare 700 Pro comes in two weights, in 4U and in 5U. For those unfamiliar, 4U weights are rackets around 80 to 84 grams and 5Us are 75 to 79 grams, super light indeed. Both rackets held really well onto stringing. Obviously there's some flexing at the very top of the frame under tensioning, but it was a normal amount. The 4U rackets are rated to 28 pounds for tension and the 5U to 27 pounds. Here are the swing weight measurements on the Yonex Precision Scan for the Yonex Nanoflare 700 Pros. This video is sponsored by Central Sports. They have been the home of badminton in the UK for more than 40 years. It's a one-stop shop for every badminton player, whether you're just getting started, regular club player, or competing at the highest level. Central Sports will cater to all your badminton needs, and you can get your favorite racket brands with free upgrades, including getting a free custom autograph on your racket, where you can have a flag and custom text on your favorite racket. Central Sports also provides clothing, shoe, and bag customization options for you, so you can personalize all your equipment to your liking. They look good, don't they? play. You can check out the store in person and online, and remember to always use my discount code of CKYW for additional discounts too. Thank you again to Central Sports. So how does it play? If you followed my channel for a little while, you would have known that the Astrox 88D Pros that I've been playing with for the last few years are pretty head heavy, and so how did I go from a head heavy and stiff racket to this relatively head light and more flexible racket? Well, the reason was simple. The Nanoflare 700 Pro was super easy to play with, both on great days and also on off days too. This was very important to me. Generally, I find headlight rackets harder to play with because I can't utilize its head weight to get me out of trouble when I'm put under a lot of pressure in rallies, especially deep in the rear court. However, because I now train with a group which I'm often one of the weakest ones, I find myself in trouble easily and quickly, especially in doubles. This is because I'm not able to take the shuttle early enough in the front court, or can't cut out the third or the fifth shot quick enough. Once you start lifting, I'm quickly in even more trouble. I also find that with a head-heavy racket, my swings aren't as compact when I'm trying to generate a lot of power. Essentially, I have a big swing, which isn't great for badminton, especially on the front court. This is down to my technique and just physically not strong enough. So that's where this new 700 Pro really helped me a lot. The lighter, faster head helped me out significantly in terms of the more technically challenging forecourt fight for the third, fifth and seventh shot, allowing me to be more compact and react faster to changes of directions. There's plenty of power in my shots when you catch the timing right, but because the 700 isn't extremely stiff, you have the best chance at a good connection with the shuttle. Off sweet spot shots do suffer a little depending on how badly timed they are, but generally this is an excellent racket for getting out of trouble. I also like the very pleasant hitting feel with the servo filter in the frame as well. For the rear court, I can't hit through the guys and girls I play with anyways with one smash, so it's all about setting the rallies up. If you play at a good decent level, you will also understand that it's almost impossible to hit through your opponents with one shot nowadays. Yes, the 700 Pro's head is lighter compared to the 88D Pro, but if you can change your technique slightly to focus more on bringing your body weight forward, you won't feel like it doesn't smash well, or at least I don't feel like it's got a weak smash. I normally play with a 4U weighted racket anyways, so I'll be going for the 4U 700 Pro. But when I tested the 5U model, I was very surprised that there wasn't too much difference in terms of power. Granted, the key for smashing or power shots from the rear is being really relaxed and make sure you are able to transfer a lot of your body weight forwards. So with the 5U, you do have to put your weight behind it for your power shots to have more sting, but the flat, fast stuff is just incredible. Very surprised at how close it is to the 4U. I actually played quite a few games of singles with the 5U 700 Pro and it did hold up pretty well, although I would recommend the 4U option if you're going to be doing more singles. With fresh strings, the 700 Pro feels really good with crisp and lovely bite off the shuttle. All in all, I've tested the racket for quite a few weeks now and I remember how great it felt on a good day, but was also cautious for the bad days. But when the bad days feel like a very decent day, then I immediately knew this is the one. I value user-friendly rackets very highly and my needs have changed as a player as I try and improve on my game when I continue to play. I want to hit like Victor Axelsen or Li Zijia, but physically it's just not possible. So I'm trying to find the best fit for my game and I'm really liking it, hence I've decided to make the switch. The Nanoflare 700 Tour game and play rackets do feel slightly differently though, so do check out my video for them before pulling the trigger. I hope you enjoyed this one. Till then, I'll see you in the next one.